can't believe that we're already into, what is this, the 8th episode now.
Yeah.
It feels like we just started.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is going quicker than
it's flying.
I think the last couple of seasons.
Yeah.
But, back again at the Mummers Museum, not with Haley tonight. She's here with us in spirit, kind of.
Here.
And she's actually also here with us remote. She had to work late, so me and Billy are holding down the fort. So the viewership just dropped off.
They're listening. They're not looking.
They went to audio only now.
Made for show, made for radio.
But it's a Wench episode tonight. The next couple episodes are going to be geared toward certain divisions. We got a little Wench talk tonight. We got a string band episode coming up. We got a Fancy Brigade episode coming up. I'd like to have a comic one. Would be great to have some comic people. If you're interested in being on, reach out to us.
Yeah,
that would be cool. But definitely those three. And when we were taping the last episode, we were able to put in to the final product the results of the bracket.
Yeah.
But at the time that we taped the last episode, we weren't able to mention verbally the winner because it was still going on.
Yep.
So I edited in that Fralinger had taken it, but we weren't able to comment on it yet because they hadn't won. So real quick before we get into anything else, what do you think about that? Were you surprised?
No, not when I went back and watched it. I got it mixed up, which I thought it was their dead theme.
I know. Yeah.
And then once I fixed it and I watched them back to back, that show was so good.
The
music,
the
the Hillbillies. Oh my God, the music was so strong.
It was. I did like the music. I was a little bit surprised that was the one that won. I'm not surprised Fralinger won because there was some good Fralinger ones on that list, but I was surprised out of all the ones that were on there that's the one that came out.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even have that in the final two. I mean, you can't go wrong because the whole bracket was first places.
Yeah, that's what Haley said. They're all first prizes.
So anyway, you slice it, you were coming out with a good theme. However, I didn't vote on any of them, but if I had voted, my final two probably would have came down to the Christmas from South
Bazaar.
Philly,
Yep,
and the Pirates from Quaker. That would have been the.
I think I had the Christmas Bazaar and the Monsters Quaker City.
Okay. Yeah, I would have had the Pirates probably. The Quakers Pirates went out that. Went out that whole.
Again, none of them are bad.
No, you can't. And it was pretty cool. I don't know if you saw it, that one banjo player in Fralinger, Brian Amber. He posted a video on Facebook playing the solo, banjo solo from the Hillbilly theme, and it was because of the bracket.
Was it on Mom Nation?
I don't think he put it on Mom Nation. I think he just had it on his own personal one.
Oh, okay.
That's how I saw it, I think. But it was cool. I actually sent him a message. I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. And he was like, yeah, it's because the bracket was going on. So it made me think
Post that on Mom Nation.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. Yeah, I think he watches or listens to this. So if you are, Brian, and you hear it, share it on Mom Nation. It was pretty cool. But yeah, so congratulations to Fralinger on winning for the last 16.
They win. What did they win?
They win us mentioning. They win a gift card to the Mummers Museum.
They win a coffee cup.
Yeah, we'll send it in the mail. Billy's on his way home.
Stop by and
we'll
pick
put
it up.
in the mailbox. Yeah, we have a fun episode tonight because we're talking to Billy's neighbor,
Tommy Earley.
Yeah, who's a career wench. And we're going to have him in a little bit. But before we get there, we're actually going to throw it over to Haley to go over all the stuff that she normally goes over, which is all the upcoming events, the results of the last polls, and new poll for this episode. So don't forget to vote because you can do that now, as we've been saying, on our YouTube channel and on Spotify. If you scroll down a little bit on Spotify, you'll see it under this episode. That's also for you. Don't forget.
You can never find it.
And if you go over to our post tab on our YouTube channel, you'll see it there too. So we're going to kick it over to Haley, and she'll fill you in.
And just to supplement what Mike said, you can also find our polls on Mum Nation. I'm going to start posting them, so check that out. Make sure you stay updated. We've had some really great conversations, and one of them was our last poll. So brought to you by Jewelry by Joseph. Our last poll of our episodes here was, what week is more hectic for you? The week leading up to Christmas or the week leading up to New Year's? And majority, 88% of you said the week leading up to New Year's, which is not a shock. I'm probably in the minority on that one for a week leading up to Christmas. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I am actually fortunate to be off from work the week between Christmas to New Year's. So I have a lot of, I would say, free time for that, but also leading up to Christmas, I'm trying to close out all my like projects and everything and kind of get to a clean slate before I'm done work for the year. So for me, I feel like the week of New Year's, I'm just kind of enjoying all the festivities that are going on. So my personal life isn't too crazy, fortunately, but I can totally understand why most of you would have thought otherwise. And like Mike said, we have a great poll for today. So be sure to check that out on Mum Nation, on YouTube, and on our Spotify and answer for this episode's poll. Some events coming up at the Mummers Museum. We're, hitting this last home stretch here. So for this weekend, we actually have the Toy Drive Party Saturday the 29th from 6 to 11 o'clock at night. Your admission is just a toy, an unwrapped toy. So come out, support, and, donate for some kids in the area. And then the Memorial Tree Lighting Ceremony is Thursday, December 11th at 7 o'clock. It's a really nice event Brian puts together, so step out. And then that Saturday, the 13th, from 12 to 3, we have lunch with Santa. And then everyone's favorite no pressure day is Sunday, hat day, kazoo day. It's also the membership drive at the Mummers Museum, and they'll be out here from 12 to 5. So sign up if you haven't yet. But that's all I got right now. We'll keep you posted on if anything else pops up. As always, be sure to stay up on Mum Nation. Mummers Museum posts on there. We try to post on there as much as we can on what's going on. And then if you have anything else to share, any of your club events, any other social events, be sure to share them there so everyone can see and partake. But I'll hand it back to you guys.
All right. Thanks, Al. And before we move forward too, we're also going to go back to the hotline, the WOTS Happenin Hotline,
WOTS Happenin.
WOTS, with TJ Ferry from Quaker City, and also representing the String Band Association, who does a lot of the social media work. If you come to any String Band Association events, you'll see him behind the camera. He usually captures all the videos that you see on Facebook and all the other platforms that were on YouTube and stuff like that. He's always the guy that's doing all that stuff, a lot of the photography and everything like that. Well, for the 125th parade coming up for New Year's, he had the honor to work on some logos and some other cool things that I'm going to let him tell you about. But he's joining us on the hotline tonight. Hallie's going to have a little chat with him as well. So I want to hear from him because it's pretty cool to be able to work on that. Like, with the 250th coming up for the country, 125th,
big one,
and all that stuff, you could get a lot of exposure on that stuff, which is really cool for him. It's really cool to be able to be a mummer and also have the opportunity to work on that kind of stuff. So we're going to throw it over and hear from TJ Ferry about what it was like to work hand in hand with the association and to be part of, something bigger than just the association, but the entire parade for 2026.
Thank you for coming on and talking to me. So
of course,
I know you have some really exciting things coming up that you've been a part of, and one of them is designing the official logo for the 125th anniversary of the Mummers Parade. So before we kind of get into that and all the fun details, just what is your role within the association, and if you have an official title, what is that?
So I really don't have an official title, but right now I'm the social media guy, I guess you could say, and that is a man of many hats, as it's been lately. Whether it's designing a logo for certain things, going out to film certain band jobs or things like that, association events. I also help volunteer to manage the music for the association events, so things like the toy drive that we do, the Camp Out for Hunger, things like that. I kind of get everybody together and handle the music, so it's a little bit more streamlined than just asking every time, somebody who's going to bring the music or who's going to line up the band or things like that.
Okay. So you're very busy throughout the year, I'm taking it.
Yes.
So with, really in the heart of mom season and with the unveiling of the 125th, how did you get rolled into designing the logo?
So, like many things, Sammy just happened to call me up one day and ask me, hey, would you be interested in doing a commemorative logo for us? And at first, I thought for a second because I wasn't really sure what he meant by that. And then I looked some things up and I said, okay, now I get it. I could do that for you. And then we basically took it from there.
What did it feel like to be asked that?
Sammy has asked me to do a couple of projects that turned out to be a lot bigger than they were later. So I try to not think about the immensity of it as he asked me for it. Like when he asked me to write the Seth Rollins theme song, at first I didn't know what the heck he was talking about. And then it turned out to be this big thing that we were doing on WrestleMania. And, your arrangement's going to be heard by millions and millions of people. Well, I didn't know that when I was writing it. You guys just asked me, hey, can you write this?
Yeah, well,
so I try not to think of the scale of things until they're done, and then I can look back and say, wow, I did that. That's really cool.
Well, I'm sure that probably helps your artistic and creative process too, where you really get to focus on what you think is best and not maybe any other outside pressures.
Yes. Obviously, when I get things done, it goes to a couple of the association members, board members, and then we, kind of go back and forth on revisions and stuff like that. But they pretty much give me free reign to do whatever I want. But they will tell me if it's good or not. I know that.
Now, your logo is very colorful. How'd you go about selecting the color palette?
Yeah, so the colors, believe it or not, to me is the first thing that I think of, because when you're looking at a logo like this, you don't want it to be associated with any one club or organization. And if you put too much of that club's colors in, I feel like that would be a tendency to take the mind there. But for whatever reason, when I think of the Mummers, my mind goes to blue. It goes to, bright gold, pink, just everything bright and colorful. And then I kind of took that and kind of worked it from there into the design.
Yeah, it's a really nice logo. I will say it definitely pops off the page. And you also have some verbiage here. It says the Philadelphia Mummers tradition, the new year begins here. How did you come up with that?
Yes, so basically we were thinking of, okay, so we need some sort of slogan that we could not market with the parade, but just think of something like Philly starts the new year here. Was one we were thinking of. The new year begins here. Like what is the big thing that the Mummers are known for? And the big thing that they're known for is kicking off the year, that's starting the new year. So we basically said, you know what, the new year begins here. The new year begins with the Mummers. This is what we're going to do.
I think that's a really good point too, because I think, being in the Mummers and just being in Philly, I think we kind of lose sight that so much of that New Year's tradition really does lie here within the city. It's not just New Year's Eve for us. So I think that's a really nice thing that you highlighted within your logo. And also, you're taking on a logo that's not, like you said, just representing one division. So how does that make you feel that you're able to represent, multiple divisions and just the parade in general?
I'm truly honored that everyone has the trust and faith in me to do it. I try not to lean too heavily on, yes, I throw a banjo in the logo, but I know that the string bands are the only divisions that has the instruments. So I don't want to load it up with instruments, or I didn't want to load it up with, maybe a giant old school fancy back piece when I know that was only representative to that division. I tried to keep it as generic as I could, but also at the same time incorporate all the elements that we stand for.
Yeah, I think you did a really good job with that. And I really personally like the silhouettes of the Mummers in the back. And I think it's nice too that you can't really tell, again, like what division they're a part of, or, if they're a child, an adult, a man or woman. Like it's very all inclusive, which I think is a really nice touch there. But that logo is also being, that color palette anyway is also being incorporated into a plush. Is that right?
Yes. So after the commemorative logo, Sam asked me if I would be willing to do a mascot for a plushie, and that creative, what would the word be? The creative process for that started with, okay, well, do we want it to be a Mummer doll, like the Mummer dolls that are available like at the museum that most people have in their home if they're from South Philly? Or do we want it to be a animal of some sort, like a bear or something for the kids that they would, and then we kind of settled on a human clown-ish kind of face with a banjo with the old school back piece, and I think it really turned out nice.
Yeah, I really do like that everything is branded in a way that it's all within that 125th parade umbrella. So I think you did a really good job. But if someone's interested in purchasing one, where can we make that purchase?
So we're currently in the process of getting the samples made and things like that. But right now we are taking pre-orders at PhiladelphiaMummersParade.com. They will also be available in the casino, in the live casino and hotel gift shop in the lobby. And once that is available, once we know for sure that they'll be starting to ship, we will let everybody know that.
Okay. And then there's also, T-shirts and ornaments, correct?
Yes, we will have commemorative T-shirts available and Christmas ornaments as well, and those will also be available at the same place, PhiladelphiaMummersParade.com, and in the gift shop of Live Casino and Hotel.
That's really awesome. I'll definitely have to pick one up because I love anything Mummers, especially something that you can wear all year round or isn't necessarily one club. I think it just kind of shares our tradition a little bit more and honestly can kind of just go with anything. So I think that's such a smart idea that everyone came up with. But just a little bit about you. So are you currently marching in the parade this year?
Yes, I'm marching this year with the Quaker City String Band. This will be my 8th year in Quaker City. Before that, I was with the Ferco String Band. And before that, I was just a viewer at home, just a small kid judging the parade, I'm sure, as everybody else was.
That's really awesome. Now, what does, being able to march in the parade and play an instrument and grow up in it that way, what does that mean to you and your family?
It means a lot to me and my family. My grandfather, his grandfather was in the comic division, and my grandfather was in South Philadelphia String Band, Quaker City String Band, Ferco String Band. My cousin was a longtime member of the Freelander String Band. My cousin Joe Ferry was a member of the South Philadelphia String Band. So it's always been a way of life for me, and it just means a lot to me and my family that I'm able to carry on the tradition, even though the rest of my family kind of isn't involved anymore.
Well,
in one way or another.
I think that, taking on the different tasks and creative roles that you do is really telling, one, to how passionate you are about it, but also to how much you care about bringing that tradition home and continuing that on and being able to commemorate the 125th year. I think just you should really be proud of yourself to be able to do that because, it's such a big deal for us, and to kind of show your own heritage in it, I think is really special.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for talking with us and taking the time out of your night. We really appreciate it, and you did a great job. So thank you again.
Thank you, guys. Keep doing what you're doing. It's really great stuff.
Thank you.
All right. So I don't want to waste any more time. We're going to have a fun time talking to our guest tonight. I'm going to kick it over to Billy. Like I said, our guest tonight is Billy's neighbor, and we're focusing on the Wench Division tonight. So, Bill, why don't you take it and introduce tonight's guest?
Yeah, tonight's guest is Tommy Earley. He is I guess you could call him a career wench. He's like a super wench. Big brass band guy. He's my neighbor. He's in O'Malley's. This is his 50th parade, and he's one of the biggest ball breakers that I've ever talked to. He's the best. He knows everything about every division, and he's a real true mummer.
Nothing but the best here on Word on the Street. All right, let's bring him in. Tommy Earley.
Who's your band?
We got a guy, Moshe, out of He's out of like I think Washington, Baltimore area.
How do
Like
you
he's a
find them?
traveling jazz musician.
How do you
our
find?
band,
How do you
huh?
find them like down in Maryland?
Because they all belong to that church up in New York. They all play out of every one of them play out of that church. Like Carol Liam's band, their band leader David used to go out with us when he was a kid, and then like one year, this is how we lost one of our bands. Like one year, our band leader went on vacation. He was supposed to come back and be our band leader for Hat Day, and then Froggy came down and offered him more money. And nobody knew what happened to him. And our band leader kept saying, this is probably my last year. I'm losing friends. I'm losing family. And dude, here we go turning Moymensing Avenue on Washington. And I look over, there's Froggy's bus, and there's David standing on the top. I'm like, David, what are you doing? He went like this.
Making money.
Money.
Wow.
So, I mean,
The
Froggy
band wars.
came into one of our band parties, seen our players, walked
Wow.
up to the 3 or 4 good guys, and we're like, what are you getting? Oh, you're getting 4 for the day, 5 for the day. We'll give you 6. We'll give you 7. Because we don't know what the band leader gives our guys. We give the band leader money. He pays them out of that money. So if he keeps more.
You just have to have a certain amount of guys. Do they?
Yeah,
promise?
we tell them what we want, like the number we want, what instruments and stuff like that. And he works from
The
there.
Americans still go in and out of your club?
Yeah.
'Cause they don't have a club, right?
Well, they meet out of
Dean's, right?
Dean's. They meet out of Dean's, but like Sean and all them, we give them a couple bracelets and everything. And they're guys like on Hat Day, we invite them over. We have another club, the Molly Whoppers. They're just a comic club, but they have their meetings at our club. Bryson has their meetings at our club.
I think New Year's they're at Swan.
They get Swan
yeah.
after they pass the hall, they come down. They got Swan. They got a DJ in there and everything, dude. Their band plays a
The
little
Americans?
bit. Yeah. Dude, you get a cater. They're one of the more expensive clubs to wear a suit with. But when you go back to their party afterwards, like it's a catered dinner. Like it's like going to a friggin'
nice.
wedding reception and stuff like that. They got a DJ. Their band will play a little bit in there. They chill out. They open bar, food, and everything.
Didn't
Then
they
they
used to
come
have
back
Soul
up.
Cruisers?
The first 2 or 3 years they came up, they had Soul Cruisers.
Damn.
They
Put out
wanted
some money.
they
great.
wanted just the brass part of the Soul Cruisers.
Mm.
That's who they started negotiating with. But the other guys were like, yeah, we're all in. We'll do it. We'll do it. Because we were like, dude, you ain't like one of our rules is your band ain't supposed to be microphones. Like you're not allowed to have electric, no instruments.
Oh.
But like,
For the whole, you mean for the judges or for like the whole route?
so it's a fine line. It's definitely got to be the judges. You're
Okay.
supposed to have a brass band. Like they started the Wench Association. There was 3 rules: golden slippers, brass band, over 100 guys. So that was like the 3 rules they started with and stuff like that. But it just snowballed. Like, so we were like this one, like you're not supposed to have, because we're not supposed to have motorized vehicles. Because we always break the Bryson's balls. We're like, dude, you got 18 guys in scooters. What's the break? It's a motorized prop. And they're like, screw you. You know, how you going to tell a guy he can't go out?
So you're not
is
like
scooter?
the band being in a back of a truck. That doesn't count, right?
No, they're allowed to be on the back of it. As far as I know, the only band that really marches is WOFAT.
WOFAT.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say they want to march. So, I mean, they're all New Year's guys, though.
Yeah.
Every one of them
Yeah,
guys
right.
either marched in the parade or they were in string bands.
Mhm.
That some of them were wenches before and stuff like that.
So what's some of the rules that you wouldn't think anybody would know, like other than the golden slippers, the brass band, 100 guys? Like, is it
That's basically it.
Still
Like,
today,
yeah, we're
like, that's the way it
loose.
is?
Yeah.
Do you
we're-
have to wear the wench bodysuit?
So, I think it's like 90% of your suit has to be wench. So 90% of your body. So like, you can bring up a special or something like that. It don't have to be a traditional wench. But as far as that is, it's supposed to be a traditional.
yeah, like when you
wench.
see
80%.
certain themes, people in like them inflatable costumes. Or
Yeah,
something,
we'll
like, to
throw
go
a
along
couple of
with
them
it.
Eddie
in their
Bryson wore
specials.
the
We do them. Bryson does them a lot.
hockey shirt last year.
Yeah, Sean, Keenan, the Americans, they do it a lot.
It's one of the nicest wench suits I've ever seen. It's right over there.
Oh, dude, people complained with Paley's dress the whole time. They were like, she wasn't in a wench dress. Out, she went best captain. I'm like, I mean, that was made. It wasn't store bought or whatever. But they were like, oh, it wasn't a wench dress. I'm like, dude, it was a wench dress. I was like, it was nice. I was like, they made that thing. I was like, it ain't like they bought it on some website and threw some sequins on it or something like that.
It doesn't matter though, right? By the rules, like the captain has to be in that, or they don't.
Well, there's really no set rules for it. Like but like I said, we're loose, like with our rules and stuff like that. I mean, like this year with the 3 clubs taking up like a military based theme and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah. So how
if that was in the fancies or the string bands, they'd
Oh,
be like,
man.
no way.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
talk about how they are okay with that, because there was, if it was too close, I guess they would say no, right? But
if it was colors, if it was the colors of the suits and the theme was just basically just say G.I. Joe 3TO or whatever is Americans. So if Bryson was going to do G.I. Joe Bryson style or something like that, they would say to him, all right, you got to change the theme, name, the color scheme or something like that, just so you're not oversaturating it.
Yeah.
Like and there's got to be some subtle differences. And
What are the
stuff like
judging categories?
yeah, I'm curious about
Yeah.
that too.
So it's costume, presentation, and I forget the third one. It's costume and presentation. Music don't get judged.
Okay.
Everybody always complains about that. Like there's a big group of people. It's like, all right, music should be judged. But if you judge the music, you're hamstringing the smaller clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can't afford
Because not every club could, not every club's the Pirates that's got the money that they're putting out for WOFAT or, Froggy. They spend a good bit of money on their band. Most of the bands are middle ground and stuff like that. So if you try to find, if you put music into that, Pirates are going to win every year. Froggy's going to win every year. Like you're hamstringing the smaller clubs. Bryson, our club, we're probably mid-ground. Saints, they got such a good relationship with their band. I mean, they had that band forever. I think they're right around mid-ground and stuff like that as far as what people pay
What's the name of the Saints band? Some guy's always writing it on Mum Nation.
Yeah, I forget. Damn, I forget the name of their band.
It's going to pop in my head.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the music factors in indirectly to the score a little bit, because it helps your
I think
vibe.
So when I say presentation, I think that's like, I mean, you've seen the Wenches do.
Yeah.
We do like a 30, 40-second skit. We try to most of the clubs try to incorporate their kids and stuff like that into that quick, let's get the kids out front, show them off and stuff like that. And then that main body comes through. There's no skit. I mean, that's just guys out
Every
there
man for himself,
having a good time.
Yeah.
Freestyling, whatever they do. I mean, but the music is what gets the crowd hype. It's what gets the guys hype. So that helps with your scoring. Because if your band's playing and you're out there jamming, I mean, you don't want to see somebody standing in front of TV with their umbrella on their shoulder, tired from walking up Broad Street.
Sure. Right.
Right.
I mean, you want to see the energy, get the crowd into it. And that's
So
what the bands
presentation for you guys is basically made up of like theme concept and I guess energy that you guys have.
I would
like
say
something
that's
like that.
it's probably primarily.
So you just don't have a dance recital.
Huh? No,
you don't
it's
do
not
the
a
dance recital?
Nope, it's a parade. We're out
I
on
had
the
to put
street.
it in.
I figured you'd bring that one up. I was waiting for it. Even though I get death threats and everything on the street, I do appreciate the fancies. I love what they do, but I just got to break their balls because
We got a thing
it's a
going back and
dance.
forth.
It's a Ronnie Kenny and Jeff Travelina. They used to call me a cross dresser because I wear a dress every New Year's. So I asked them guys if their wives bring them balloons and flowers after they're done their dance recital up the convention center. So some guys take it to heart, but it's all in fun.
Last week we were talking about the gold shoes in the street.
Yeah.
You have them in front of your house?
All the time. They're there basically all year.
Probably the one that you saw.
Oh yeah,
If you
probably
come down,
was. Yeah.
walk down our street.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's basically a.
I saw
midnight
3 sets.
tradition.
I walked it the other day. I walked the dog and I saw 3 sets.
Tradition. I go out there every New Year's Eve. I line up everybody's shoes. I just start spraying them, and one year I just figured, let me outline them, and then I throw the year above it, and
Then it is you then.
and then it sits there all year and just reminds me. It used to be better because the shoes used to be this big.
Yeah.
Now all the shoes are all adult sizes. So
have you always been as a wench with O'Malley?
no. So, I mean, I started with the fancies. I was with a Golden Crown. Then my dad got hurt. He was a Philadelphia cop. He got hurt. He couldn't march no more. So, and at the time, Golden Crown really didn't do much with their kids. You were a prop. You sat on a float and you turned the fan a certain color. So my dad was like, we're going to go out Golden Sunrise. And my dad was my marshal. So I went out with them for about 5 years because I wouldn't stop going until I could wear a back piece. I wanted to wear a back piece one time in my life. So finally one year they threw me in the back piece. It was the last year I was eligible for juvenile. I came in second place. So I thought that was awesome. But then my dad said to me, he was like, I really can't do this no more in my back and stuff like that. So I was like, that's all right. All my friends straggle. I was like, I'm going to go out. So my mom got me a wench dress off of somebody she knew. They made me a wench dress, custom one. And it was the best thing in the world. Like you went up to Broad and Snyder, you waited at McDonald's. Here came Froggy Carr, turned in the corner, 250 guys, 300 guys, which was huge at the time.
Yeah.
And they had the best rule in the world. They were like, you can follow us up. You just got to stay behind the band. All right, well, let their guys follow the beer truck. All those stragglers are following the band. It was great.
Yeah.
They paid for a band and we got the dance behind them.
That's
So,
nice.
and then when we got up City Hall, they were just like, stay in the back.
That was all understood. Like they knew that there was going to be people that just showed up.
Oh, there was at least 150
Yeah.
guys waiting at McDonald's
Really?
every morning for Froggy
And they
Carr
were
to
just
turn the corner.
Free agents.
Yep, yeah, stragglers.
Wow.
We had beer in our pouches. Bottles of blackberry brandy, peppermint schnapps, whatever we could get our hands on. Shit, we were 13, 14 years old. I mean,
I almost did it 1 year.
Huh?
I almost did it 1 year. My dad found out and made me go out with Klein Club.
dude, it's the greatest thing in the world. Like, I mean, and then a lot of guys I went with got older and stuff like that. So they stopped going a little bit. And then my buddy Johnny Dillon was in the Jubilee Gents, and he turned around and said, yo, I'm in this club. He goes, why don't you go out with us? So after that year, I sold my straggler wench dress for $115. And I went and put it down on my wench dress with the Gents. And I went out with them probably from 1990 to 2000 was their last year when we did 2,000 wenches. And my father-in-law, he started the O'Malley Club a couple years before that, basically right around when I started with the Jubilee Gents. So, I mean, it was no brainer where I was going to go. As soon as the Gents folded, I joined O'Malley.
You got 25 years there now?
Huh?
25 years now?
Yeah, 2001 was my first year, so 24.
24, yeah. The COVID year.
24.
Is this the?
We went out COVID year. I did COVID year.
Then you got to count it then.
Is this the most wench clubs that there's ever been?
Yeah, the city actually tries to hold us back from getting bigger. The city
really?
don't want us bringing
Like,
in more
you mean-
wench clubs.
Oh, so they don't want any more clubs, but you can bring more members in.
We could bring more members in and stuff like that, but like as far as like, there's some good comic clubs out there that are big enough. They're willing to go get the brass band if they don't have one already,
Yeah.
and they would join the Wench Association. The city worries about us getting too big.
Too big.
Yeah, but what's the difference though? If they're
I
gonna
don't know, because I just figure if you say, all right, we're going to let another club join the Wench Club, take one of the spots away from the comic club that would be basically bringing them up from the Good
Yeah,
Timers
true.
or Murray or whatever. Not to take nothing away from them. They're a great organization.
I was at a
but-
theory that the city didn't want the wench brigades to become bigger than the string bands.
Yeah.
I'm
I don't
probably
know.
wrong.
I just
but-
think they don't want another Froggy Car. Not to point.
It is the fastest growing.
Listen, Froggy Carr is so misunderstood. It's
I don't. Well, let me clarify. I don't think that they're. I think it's. I meant the size.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
the amount of time it takes.
But
Like, could you imagine if they had 4 more clubs of
It's
that?
very hard to control that many guys. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't want to be that honest with you. Almost every wench club on the street, you got a good core 30 guys that basically they're the club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you got a bunch of guys that are one-day mummers.
Yep.
You know, half of them, you know, they might come in December and stuff like that. And here's my money for my suit and stuff like that. And most of these guys are great, but you get a couple knuckleheads here and there.
How many guys you
Like
got?
last year, I think we took 325.
How many come back to the club after?
So to go back to, we actually rent a place for the club to go back to after Broad Street. And then when we come down 2nd Street, it's social members only.
Okay.
You get bracelets. It's a bracelet system. So every social member gets 4 bracelets. You could bring 4 people in. We keep extra bracelets at the door for members of other clubs. You know, you win first place, guys are going to come in
Yeah.
to congratulate you. You're supposed to have a bracelet on, so you'll get them guys bracelets at the door or whatever.
What's the difference between a social member and a full member for you guys?
Social members there all year. You get a key to the club.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you pay dues all year long.
Gotcha.
You get a discount on your New Year's suit,
Mhm.
but you you're one of the guys that want to be involved. Like,
Gotcha.
If
So
you're
you're
joining
either-
socially. Now, you don't have to march with the club, though, to go
Oh,
out
you
and be a
don't?
social member. No,
Okay.
like Paulie Bryson, who's, big with the Bryson Brigade. It's his family's club and everything. He's a social member at our club.
Gotcha.
We have a couple guys that meet at our club, another club in the comics, the Molly Whoppers.
Gotcha.
A couple of their guys joined our club just because of the benefits of
Yeah, sure.
using the club when you need it for
Yeah.
meetings.
You
You always have a nice
stuff like
crowd
that.
there.
Yeah.
That
yeah,
whole block, you got Woodland,
yeah.
you guys, Crown, and then a block up, you got Quaker City,
Yeah.
then you got us. I mean,
Tappers
two,
are
3
there.
blocks.
Yeah,
It's-
tappers are there. We have a good little
yeah.
section
So
going on.
and you're either a social member or just a New Year's marcher.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's
There's
cool.
a couple.
Do you take
guys.
women?
We take girls until they hit high school.
Okay.
So like juvenile, like
Yeah. It's well, in the beginning they were all guys, but then guys had girls. They wanted to bring their daughters.
Yeah.
I was lucky I had 2 sons, so because I think it would be hard. You get somebody used to going out in the parade. They love it.
Yep.
They love it. And then when
Yeah.
they turn 12, 13 years old, you're like, all right, I'm sorry. You can't go out with us. If you want to
my
join
daughter.
another club.
My daughter wanted to be
I
a
mean,
star so bad. I'm
I
so
get
glad the
it.
Sats took girls.
Yeah. I mean, it's rough. Definitely is rough for some of the guys in the club that have daughters and stuff like that. I mean, our own captain, his daughter loved going out in the parade. And he had to tell her that year, he was like, oh, you're too old.
That's a shame.
On the other side of that, do you want your daughter surrounded by
No.
350 drunk guys on New Year's
No.
today?
I was scared to death our first year with the Sats, but Franny Casper,
Yeah.
he pulled me to the side and he said, no, girls are going to be safe. We all said,
Oh, yeah.
we had about 10 or 12 shooting star
Listen,
girls up there.
The girls, we have girls follow us up and stuff like that. They're all safe.
Your
but I'm
wife's
just-
pretty big in it too.
Oh,
isn't she?
yeah. My wife loves New Year's.
I was going to say, how did you did
I
your,
got lucky.
yeah, you're-
because not
you're-
everybody's
Yeah.
wife likes New Year's.
you redid your veils.
Yeah.
In New Orleans and you had the band and everything.
Yeah, and that was all her.
And I was going to say, I was watching the videos
was
and
all
she's
her.
into it more than you.
Oh, she's
Crybaby.
She, that was. I got a little
It was
sentimental.
nice. It was
Got a
really
little
nice.
sentimental. That was great. We went to New Orleans last year around Halloween, and we got this Airbnb, and we had a wraparound deck right on Frenchman Street, and we watched 3 second line bands go by doing weddings, and she was like, "We're gonna get somebody married and come back here next year." So we came back. We had friends that were engaged and stuff like that. And we're like, yo, get married in New Orleans. We're trying to sell them on it. And they're like, nah, we ain't doing it. Me and her were drinking one night at the club and we're like, well, it's going to be our 25th anniversary. We could go down and renew our vows and throw our own party. And I told somebody in the club, younger guy, Joe McHugh. And I said, yeah. I said, we're thinking about going to New Orleans to renew our vows. And he goes, what's the dates? We told him the dates. 5 minutes later, he walked up and he goes, yo, look, I just booked my plane tickets. I was like, I guess we're going to do this. And dude, we had 23, 24 people come
The
there with
videos are
us.
great when you said
And
the
I
band
mean,
and all.
we rented a band, we rented a building, we threw ourselves a little reception, but the brass band, I actually had a guy from our New Year's band who I'm friends with. He's in Washington. Him and his wife and their daughter, they flew down for the weekend for the party. And he brought his trombone with him. He was playing with
Get out.
the band we rented. Yeah.
So cool,
I mean,
isn't it?
if anybody's into brass music and you've never been to New Orleans, you have to go.
Yeah, I've been. Have you ever been there?
No,
Great.
it's on my bucket list.
The
Dude.
brass music is ungodly.
We
to
were
everything.
there. Me and Haley went. We were there for like, I don't know, remember how long we went? Like 4 days, something like that. And you pass every hour. There's a wedding.
Yeah.
It's just down the street. And even
Coming
if it's
down the
not a
street,
wedding,
big giant parade.
you can get a parade permit there
Yeah.
to just have a group of people to do
Maybe that's
march
what
to
I'll
go
do.
down the street.
I'll renew my
yeah,
vows.
It's every day.
It is. It's crazy. We would go every night. We go to this place. It's on the corner. It's called Willie's Famous Fried Chicken. And every night about 7 o'clock, there'd be like 5 or 6 guys that come out. They'd have instruments. They'd have a bucket out, for tips or whatever. They'd start playing. Within a half hour, them 8 guys turned into 20 guys. Because it was all different band guys would just start
You'll just
walking up
join in?
playing with them. And they would play from 7:30, 8 o'clock at night till like 11 o'clock at night, just standing on that corner playing straight.
When's your band start playing at your club?
Huh?
Does your band ever play at your club?
They come down. We have Hat Day, they come down. But besides that, they're a distance away. So getting them here and stuff like that. Like
yeah.
I know a lot of the guys, like Oregon has their band practicing
They
at
just
their
had them
club
last
every
week.
weekend. They were outside on the street. It was great.
Somebody was complaining about the noise.
Oh,
This past weekend?
Yeah, it was a great thread.
better get
That's
used to it.
all
It's
the
It
about
was a
to be
great
like-
thread to read.
that's all the new people coming in the neighborhood.
You're talking about the noise ordinance, and somebody said get used to it.
If
all the
you
ups.
bought a house on
Yep.
2nd Street and you know about the Mummers Parade, any concept of it,
Yep.
I mean, you got to know what you're buying into. And the
I don't
newer
know how
breed
they don't like
No,
it.
they don't.
It's
I don't
just it's just fun.
Yeah, I get it.
It's fun.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't know. It changed. The whole parade changed. I mean, when I was a kid, you would come down 2nd Street. I didn't even know everybody that lived on these houses. If you had to go to the bathroom, you would walk up to somebody's house and be like, "Can I use your bathroom?"
Yeah.
They'd let you in your house. You go to the bathroom,
Get a
you come
sandwich.
downstairs. She got a bowl of soup for you,
Yeah,
a sandwich.
yeah.
She's trying to feed you.
Yep.
They want to take pictures with you, and then they send you right back out the door. And when you're going out the door, somebody else is coming in.
Yep.
You can't do that
My
stuff
mom's
no
house
more.
was like
You can't
forever.
do that
It's
no
people
more.
in and out. Who the hell's that?
I
Oh.
did it when the Downtowners won first place. The first year they had the building on Snyder Avenue. I called my club up. I'm like, "Yeah, we got any beer left from New Year's?" They were like, "Yeah, it was like open house at my house tonight because they got the serenade." They brought all the beer that was left from the club. I had people. I walked in my house. I had a line coming up the steps to use the bathroom. Girl looked at me and she was like, "Get in the back of the line." I said, "I live here." She goes, "All right, I'll let you get in front of me." But nobody else was moving. But dude, when I woke back in my house that night, my house was clean.
Yeah.
It was big. I mean, people were like, "You're nuts." And I mean, nowadays, yeah, I'd be nuts to do that. But back then, you could do that stuff. You know?
I think social media did it.
Yeah.
Social media, they send out the blast and stuff.
No, I think where it started was when the year they advertised 2nd Street in the newspaper.
WMMR was always advertising
that-
it too.
And
That's-
that college
that's when it got-
website, there's a college website the year it was written, it was nice, like 60 degrees.
Yep.
They put out an article New Year's Day for all these kids that were stuck up at college. And it was like, oh, the thing to do is the New Year's parade.
That's
They
what
were
I'm
like,
talking about.
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
go
whatever
to
that
Broad Street. They were like, go to the after party on 2nd Street. And then you had Rivers, when they were sponsoring the parade, they were running buses.
Yeah.
So I mean, they were dropping buses right off at front and Wash, and you'd see like 60 people coming at a time. I mean,
It sucks,
you
but I
couldn't
don't
even
blame
get
them.
down- Huh?
I said it
Nah,
sucks, but I don't
mean,
blame them.
That's how you promote the parade.
Yeah.
I mean,
How many times? I'm sure you've heard. I've heard it a lot from cops that are like, "Oh, the people in the parade are not the problem. It's always the
it's the
people that-
backpackers. Listen,
Yep.
them cops get taken care of. I mean, there ain't a cop that stands out in front of a club. Like if they got to go to the bathroom, here's
There's
come
not a
in.
club on 2nd Street that don't have 2 or 3 cops sitting in.
Yeah,
yeah.
And listen, they're great guys. They come in,
Yep.
give them something to eat, let them, soda or water, and let them use the bathroom. And
The proof that it's not us is Kazoo Day. There's no police.
no,
Hat Day,
No,
Drunken
no.
Santa. There's not a cop anywhere.
most of the clubs police
problem.
themselves.
Exactly.
I mean,
I'm just gonna say there's a few hundred police out there.
Yeah.
The clubs.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen some problems on the street, but it's always a backpacker.
yeah.
It's always
And they always lose.
huh?
They always lose.
I always said it's a miracle. Like you always hear this crazy shit. Like no kid ever went missing on New Year's.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, because if you tried to take a kid on New Year's, there's 800 guys in the
Yeah.
same suit. And
Yeah.
if they see you walking away and they're gonna grab you, and guess what? They ain't gonna find you, but the kid's
Yep.
gonna be right back in the parade coming down 2nd Street. I mean, you gotta figure we police
True.
ourselves. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're doing a damn good job of it. too.
I've always said that on Hat Day. Never a problem.
No, I never.
With the string bands, it was always some idiot that thought it was hilarious to run through the band, which I don't know why they always thought
Yeah.
that was
The
so
plume
funny.
grabbers.
And-
Try to rip a plume off your suit.
Uh-huh.
And if you
Yeah.
think about it, that's dangerous because 2nd Street's tight as it is, and then if you're a sax player, you can break a tooth. Like
Yeah.
if you run into somebody, like that.
Yeah.
And there was always like
I said
the,
they always
the marshals.
That's
were-
why
were like
when the string bands come by and their marshals are sitting there and we're in front of our club and their marshals are saying, "Hey, everybody get back." We tell everybody,
Yeah.
back up, get off the street.
Yeah.
Like, you can't. That's the one. You can't march through them. You can't dance through them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If that's the case, go in the back, go in the front.
We were, I think I mentioned this before on another episode, but I'll say it again. The one year we were on 2nd Street and it started to rain pretty heavy, so we had to get off,
Mhm.
get on the bus and go back to the club because it's the instruments and it gets messed up, and people were getting angry that we were trying to get off the street and start throwing stuff at you, and they wouldn't get out of the way. It's before we had the barricades up,
Okay.
and they wouldn't get out of the way, and we were right out front of right around Froggy Car.
Mhm.
And all the Froggy guys came out, pushed everybody out of the way, and held hands and pushed a big opening open so we
Yeah.
could get out and get
Safest
off
place in the world
Yeah.
Yeah.
is in the middle of a club.
Yep.
Listen, if it wasn't for these clubs, 2nd Street would be a hellhole.
I just said that.
Yeah.
I just said this. It's one of the only
It
neighborhoods
holds
left.
Things. It holds this neighborhood still
Yeah.
together. I mean,
Mhm. It does.
these guys, I mean, a lot of guys moved out of the neighborhood and stuff like that, but the guys that are in these clubs, I mean, they're tight.
Yeah.
I mean, they've
It
been,
is.
most of them been neighborhood guys their whole life. They ain't going to watch nothing happen on the street
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
It's the truth.
Like, I mean, I always, I mean, besides putting when my kids were little, I used to put a note in their shorts pockets because put shorts under the bloomers and stuff like that. It was like, here's your address. I was like, here's your phone number. Here's
We did
your
that when we took
address.
my
I was
son to
like,
New York.
Here's $20. I'm like, if you get lost, you got money for a cab.
Yeah.
Here's your address. I was like, if you get lost on 2nd Street, just go to somebody. I was
Yeah.
like, everybody knows somebody, you know what I mean? I was like, go to somebody in a suit. Don't ever go
Yeah.
to nobody without a suit, but you go to somebody with a suit. They're going to take care of you.
Yep.
I mean, we picked up guys that were hammer drunk from other clubs, and you just see them sitting on the side, and it's like, yo, throw them on the back of the truck, get them. Well, as we're going by, anybody notice, dude? You know, help.
Say it all the
take care
time.
of 'em.
Nicest people in the world are mummers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And we look out for each other.
Yeah.
We take care of each other.
Listen, we all like
Ronnie
to break-
Hood. I mean, that fist. They
yeah.
got 50-50s running for him
Yeah.
and stuff. The guy just got hurt yesterday.
Yep. We like to break each other's balls, but when it comes to this neighborhood,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I always say, I say all the time, I'm like, oh, I hate this goddamn city. And then
Every
5
day.
seconds later, I'm like, I live in the greatest neighborhood
Yeah.
now. I was like,
Yep.
you know, who else wakes up on Sunday and hears live brass music out their door?
Say it all the time.
It's a string band's practice under the bridge. The fancy's practicing under the bridge. I mean, I love just walking around, waking up as soon as November hits, waking up
Yep.
early on a
Yeah,
Sunday and just
definitely.
driving under 95 with your window down,
the
listening
best,
to all the
isn't it?
bands and stuff like that.
I was
You
just
get
think-
fired up.
I was just thinking to myself the other day. I brought my hat home from because I have to fix it up with the foam and all that. And you get out of the car and you grab your case and you have your costume hat, this big thing, and you're walking to your house. Nobody looks like
It's normal.
Yeah.
nobody even turns
It's
it.
normal.
I'm like, I see somebody walking by. I'm like, yo, let me see what your suit looks like.
Yeah, it's absolutely normal. I just told the story a couple weeks ago when my daughter won in 2020, I guess it was, when Sats did the Africans. It was her first time winning. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm laying in bed and I hear We Are the Champions outside my house. She pulled up in her car and had it blasted. Not one neighbor batted an eye because they knew that my daughter was coming to break my balls because I break their balls.
Mhm.
Speaking of suits, one thing that always amazes me with the wenches, where do you find all of that type of material that you?
The satin.
Yeah, like because
It's a lot.
you always have one that's perfect for the theme that you're doing. Is it
So, I
custom
mean,
made or like where do you get that?
There's a lot of clubs have their different connections for material guys and stuff like that. I know our captain Eddie, he goes up, he's got a guy that he uses and stuff like that. A lot of times you could get satin in so many different colors. They give you a palette. I mean, it's like here to choose. And then some themes you like to get them printed. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So if you send them out to get printed, there's a couple different places where you could get
Are the Saints
material
printed this year? Because they got like the eye
Saints-
chart.
Yeah, I believe that's
so
printed.
that's how they do it. They get them. They get
Yeah,
the satin and then they
you'll
get
the
a print.
satin, and then you'll send it out to get
okay.
printed.
Now, do you ever base a theme off of the available material? Or do you pick a theme and then go find that
so
material?
there's some clubs that did that. I remember when Carol Liam was early in when they first started going out. One year they did a Flyers theme, and then they way over ordered on the orange. So like 2 years later, they were like, "Listen, we got a ton of orange left. Let's figure something out that we could do with some orange material. That way, I mean, you don't want to lose that money. So
Yeah.
because once you're done with that theme, now there's clubs that put it out there every year. They're like, yo, we got this color, this color.
I
this
bought
color.
some gold off of Joey
gu-
Hale a couple years ago.
Guys will buy material and stuff like that. My mom makes the Wench styles. She used to anyway. So I would go down the basement and I'm like, all right, here's the colors I got from this year. And I cut her off some big swatches, stuff like
Good
that.
idea.
So, I mean, but as far as the material goes, I mean, even some of the stuff that looks printed, sometimes you could find some of that stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like they'll have satin in a leopard print or a
Gotcha.
cheetah
Okay.
print.
Yeah, yeah.
They already have satin like that.
I've seen here and there a couple like costume sketches for wenches. Is that something that you do
So
here and there if you think you need it? Or?
No, it's sort of new because, I mean, we see all these beautiful drawings all the time. You see them up at, up here and stuff like that. So, I mean, back in the beginning when, when I was first started going out with the wenches, to bring up a theme, you just basically told them your concept, your color scheme. So maybe you went even as deep as to figure out the music. But once your theme gets voted in, most clubs have like a costume committee to figure out, all right, what's really feasible with this suit and stuff like that. And they might tweak it here and there and go from there. So when you're voting on a theme, it's always been, great to have a prop. So at one point we used to pass around this wench dress and guys could color them in. And it was a picture of a wench or whatever dancing around. Somebody seen one of them drawings one time, was like, I wonder how much the guy charged me for that, because it's shock and all. I mean, you go to a New Year's meeting and you say, this is the suit I want. That drawing, 90% of the time, the suit's not going to look as good as that drawing does.
Yeah.
But when them guys see that picture like that, they're like, holy shit, that's a badass.
Any of your themes ever get voted in?
Huh?
You ever have a theme voted in?
Yeah, horrible one. I did a horrible one.
What was it?
I did a Charlie Brown theme. We ended up going down the street looking like we looked like bananas. The whole club looked like it was a good theme. It was just the club was too big, I think, to kind of do the skit and everything.
I like the lumberjack one you did a couple years ago. Looked like you had jeans in the flannel shirt.
Yeah,
that was
I
a
love the
good one.
lumberjack.
That was sharp.
So
it's different.
It's the theme committee that comes up with the little skits that you do and stuff like that. What
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's mostly like it's shot on the fly. I mean, there's some clubs that go out there. I know I ain't going to say they drill, but they have a set routine.
Yeah,
like
definitely they do.
I mean, the Americans, they definitely had to have a set routine. They had guys doing different aspects of the parade and different parts of their theme and stuff like that. Most of the time, we'll sit around the club and we'll be like, all right, this is what we're going to do. And then we don't practice it until New Year's morning. Going up the street. I mean, because most of the time we'll tell, I mean, listen, I was always under the impression you throw the little kids out there, let them do a skit, because it's great to see a little kid do a skit.
Yeah.
If a little kid messes up doing a skit, it's cute. If a 45-year-old drunk guy messes up doing a skit, you see a 45-year-old drunk guy, you're like, he's hammered, look at him. You know what I mean? So throw the kids out there, let them do the skit. Captain does it with them, directs them and everything like that. And let them get their 30 seconds in front of the camera so their moms could say, hey,
it's another generation of mom or two.
Yeah, and then the main body comes up, and I mean,
are you still one of the runners? Do you run to the front?
I never ran to the camera.
No?
Dude, I don't want to be on TV. I stand in the back. I'm like all the time. I'm like, see that big flag right there? I'm like, that's me. I don't carry an umbrella. I carry a flag.
Now, do you have rules for makeup?
No
besides
blackface.
No
blackface. That's about it.
But besides that, they can just wear whatever they want?
Yeah, you try to incorporate it into the theme. The best themes we ever had were where you could do stuff with your head. Like, I mean, we give everybody the basic wench dress. But if we did it the one year, to me, it was one of the ugliest suits I think we ever took out. We went out, O'Malley Screams for Ice Cream. And we had a green suit with brown trim. We were supposed to be mint chocolate chip ice cream. And when you got 200 guys standing there, I was like, man, this is going to look ugly as shit. I was like, this is going to be horrible. And then every guy made their umbrella look like an ice cream cone. Everybody had a baby, made their coach look like a fudgy wudgy truck.
That's cool.
Every guy, I mean, they put ice cream cones on their heads. They did different things with their makeup. When you let the individual guys that are, I mean, into the parade and stuff like that, and they start tweaking their suits and stuff like that, that's what makes it. That's where I think you get to the winning theme part of it. When you got the guys that are going to sit there and say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the extra, because you could take out a basic theme, and if nobody tweaks their suit or does anything with it, you're just like, oh yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you get guys that go out there and go crazy and really add to it, like that's what we're doing Pirates this year. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you could do with Pirates, with the beads, the hair, the hats, the makeup and stuff like that. I think stuff like that helps.
Being able to do like your own customization and getting into it and stuff, is that one of the reasons you don't really see the wigs too much anymore? Because a lot of people don't really wear them anymore.
The wigs, it was horrible. It was a horrible situation. When everybody you used to get a wig every year.
Yeah.
They itched like crazy. Nobody wanted to wear them. You know what I mean? There was guys, there was traditionalists that always wore them, with the bonnet and stuff like that. And then I guess that younger generation stepped up and they were tired of the wigs and stuff like that. And the guy who had the wigs, who made the wigs, it was some kind of special machine. He went to clubs. He asked them, he said, who wants this machine? He's basically going to give it to you. It wasn't cost effective for him because, I mean, what else are you making with that machine? You're making wigs.
Yeah.
How many can you sell every year? And then as soon as the wigs all started disappearing, everybody's like, yo, you know where to get a wig? I mean, if you had an old, original, long braided wig, I seen them go on eBay for $100.
Really?
And I mean, they were $5, $2 accessories.
So now the bonnet's gone too then, right?
So the bonnet and a lot of guys started doing the do-rags and this and
I've seen
that.
that a lot.
And now the last couple of years, you've been seeing the knitted wigs coming back.
Yes, I've seen that.
So I've been wearing them for a couple of years just because I got a cousin that knits. So I'm like, dude, every year I try to make the wig somehow match the theme or something like that.
You always wear gold shoes?
Change the color. Always got to wear gold slippers.
Yeah, it's a rule, right? You said?
Yeah, it's I mean, it's a loose. Like I said, it's
rule, yeah.
loose. But I mean, I don't see too many wenches without gold.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
You wear work boots? Gold work
Used to
boots?
now. I used to. Now I got old feet. So I got more comfortable sneakers on.
Is this your 50th year, you said?
Yeah, it's going to be my 50th parade.
Anything
50th
special
parade in
planned?
total. I'm going to get as drunk as I did last year and hope I make it a little bit later. Hope I make it a little bit later.
Talk about this belt you got here a little bit. What is
the
that?
Belt thing, couple of years, 2015, couple guys got together. Bumpsy was involved.
Yeah.
In 98 and stuff like that. And Kenny Doherty's guy over with the Pirates and stuff like that. They decided to throw this wench competition. And the first year, it worked out really good. There was a lot of people down there. Tommy Petronas from Froggy won it. There was a lot of great guys.
That was
competition.
down at the Swanson Street, right?
And it was down at Swanson, 2200 Arena. The next year we did it at Argon Club.
Yeah.
And like I said, it seemed like the crowd was nice and stuff like that. But to get wenches to do anything, it's so hard. I mean, we are like the most disorganized group ever. Nobody wants to take on the extra work and stuff like that. So third year they had it. I entered it in the third year, and I ended up winning it. And that happened to be the last year they had it for a while. So
you're the reigning champ. Still.
As wenches do, we like to break each other's balls. So I would go back and forth with Tommy Petronas and Joey Bryson, who won it the second year. I would go back and forth with them every year that they didn't have the competition. I'm like, oh, nobody beat me again this year.
Well,
so I'm
reigning champ.
Reigning champ. And then in 2021, they decided to throw it again. So actually, Edwin Figueroa from the Pirates is now probably going on close to his fourth year.
Does he have a belt?
With the belt. Oh, he's got his own belt. Yeah, he carries it still, I think, on New
You
Year's.
wear that on New Year's?
Nah, I wore it the first year I won it, and I kept it out with me the whole night and everything like that. Like I said, it was just being a big jackass coming down the street when I would pass every other club, being like, "Here you go," and then my kids made a shadow box for me for New Year's so I could hang it up. So
that's cool.
My wife got tired of me wearing it all the time around the house. So.
Do they still do the Battle of the Bands?
Nah, they don't do that either.
That was a great part.
always
Yeah,
a
I used to
good-
like that. That was cool.
That was always a good thing. And I think the Fancies basically ran that. I always thought the
Really?
Fancies ran that. Yeah. They haven't had that. I mean, we lost Argon Club when they had the big building. So, I mean, that was the place who did most of that
We
stuff.
kind of do it on Kazoo Day. We have WOFAT, the Stars.
Yeah.
And we stop at Frogs.
Yeah, and they have their
bands,
little
and-
mini
and-
band.
Oh, man, and they blow it out. And then
dude,
at
I
the
run
last
up
song,
there.
they play together. Oh,
I run
my
up there.
God.
Everybody's like, yo, your band's going to be here in an hour. I'm
So
like, yeah, I was like shooting stars or getting ready to be in front of Froggy. I'll be back.
One time of the year, we get to have fun.
Dude, yeah. I mean, listen, you got to put the poll up. I say it. I put it up before. It was like, all right, brass music, string band music, box music. I'm like, which ones you want to hear on 2nd Street? That neighborhood loves brass band.
Yep.
They love a brass band. They love the string bands and they love the fancies. But when they hear you hear a brass band come down 2nd Street, everybody.
Yeah, we'll make that the poll for this episode.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, everybody loves the brass bands coming down
Hey,
second.
I'm a brigade guy all the way. You know that, but I
Yeah.
tell them I wake up January 2nd when we're done up the convention center.
Brass
I lay
music.
my fat ass on the couch and I put on the wenches. I
Yeah.
watch the wenches.
I'm surprised none of the brigades have a brass band for Second Street.
We have for Kazoo Day.
Yeah, I know you guys do. But don't you feel like that would be more fun coming down Second Street with a brass band than it would be with a...
I would always.
I would love that.
When they did the COVID parade, there was such an issue trying to find a band. I mean, at first we thought, all right, we got a lot. No, WOFAT's a neighborhood guys, they'll do it. But I mean, honestly, you're never wearing a mask. You're going to be playing out. You're breathing different. So I think a lot of their guys were like, yeah, we're going to stay away from it. And then it was like, all right, find a band. And then somebody turned around and said, well, we'll get a sound system. And I was like, oh, I won't go.
Yeah.
They were like, you won't go. I was like, I won't march behind a sound system. I was like,
It's the only parade I
was like, I don't go in weddings. I won't get up when the DJ plays brass music. You better have WOFAT come in or the Saints band up.
Yeah.
If you want me to get up there and dance. I can't dance the way a record player is.
That's how we say it all the time. That's every wedding. Every wedding you go to, a brass band walks in. The umbrellas pop out. They play Quaker City Hillbillies or the Russians, and the place loses
Even when
their
a
minds.
string band comes in with their 5-6 pieces, that it makes.
Oh, yeah.
Your 80-year-old
usually-
aunt.
That's
She's
the
up
best
dancing.
part of a wedding. My wife's mother-in-law went into a nursing home, assisted living, and it was right before COVID. And the biggest thing she missed about being in the neighborhood was the string bands and stuff like that. So when her birthday rolled around, they got a string band to go up to the nursing home. Well, that whole rec room was dancing around. All these older ladies, older gentlemen, they loved it.
They do.
They got 15, 20 minutes to remember when they were kids and the bands would be coming down the street and stuff like that. I mean, everybody loves them.
I get it all the time on
You're
Mum
in this
Nation.
neighborhood. You
Mum Nation, somebody will put up, I need somebody to go play a string band.
Yeah.
And it'll be like, I need it tomorrow. And they always show up. It might be 4 guys, but it's somebody's always
Yeah,
there.
it's usually somebody
Yeah.
gets it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, funerals. These guys are taking off from work because they go and play funerals and stuff like
And
that.
we have some big funerals down here, man.
Oh man, yeah.
Bob Bryson's was huge.
Uh,
Freddie Mac's was gigantic.
it was huge. That was huge.
It's an event.
I had off. I was working night work, God forbid, when Pop Bryson passed away, because he was like he's basically like the founder of the
He's the King
father
Wench.
and son Wench Brigade.
Yeah.
Like I don't care what anybody says, he was basically the originator, the creator. He started the whole thing for, like, in my eyes. Like there was Wench clubs, but not like there are now.
Right.
Like they all molded themselves off of what Pop kind of seen. And when he passed away, I said to my wife, I went to the wake. I said, "You got work tomorrow?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "You got sick time?" She goes, "Yeah." It's like, "Call out sick." She was like, "Why?" I was like, "You're never going to see a funeral like this again."
It's unbelievable.
I was like, "It's going to be an event." We parked up at our club, watched them come down. There was 200 people. He's in a horse-drawn carriage. There was 200 people behind him. That brass band, and it was like the best pieces from all the neighborhood bands. And I mean, other guys that just came down and just to pay their respects. It was the craziest. Like when I seen that, and then like 2 weeks later, they had one for a guy in Woodland, and it was the same thing. And then Franny Mac's was huge.
Freddie Casper's.
You guys stopping in front of the club and stuff like that. I mean, that's everybody's dream, right?
Yeah.
You
Go down Second Street one last time.
Celebrated like that. I told my kids I want to be cremated.
Johnny Larkin was laid out right here.
I want my ashes sprinkled the whole way down Second Street.
There you
They're
go.
like, why? I'm like, because I'll make every parade. I was like, every parade that comes down Second Street, a little bit of me will still be there.
We put Billy McIntyre pieces of him right out here.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Right off the back of the truck.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you do.
Yeah.
Been in the parade that long. It's been, how long you been doing it?
This will be, my first year was 72, and I missed COVID year. So I was trying to do the math. That's like 55, 56. I don't even know.
Yeah, you're close. Because I started 70, 75. And
My
this
wife's
will
got a
be my
picture where she
50th.
sews right. It's my first suit. I'm like this big.
I know. My mom's got all
And a
the
back
photos.
piece on. My dad put a back piece on me.
There was a back piece on a Wench last year.
Yeah, I love that. I thought that was
So
great.
did I.
I thought it was awesome.
I brought that up in
There was
our-
a lot of guys that, like,
Why don't you make one for your
Huh?
50th?
I don't know. I mess with this and that.
Let's give you an idea.
Yeah.
But now it's been done.
It's true.
I thought it was the coolest thing. I did not
thought it was
expect to see
sharp.
that
I
at
thought
all.
it was sharp. And how they managed to keep it a secret, I have no idea.
Yeah, that was a great. It was the captain,
original.
Right?
Huh?
There was the captain
was
that
the
had that.
captain, right?
Yeah, it was the captain MGK, Pat Rochelle.
There was a lot
that
of
was
good things.
awesome.
Like the Keenans
last
last
year-
year, the
last year I-
puppets, they had the scaffolding
Yeah.
and everything.
Last year,
Yeah.
I thought was like, I mean, the wenches are starting to really step it up a little
Yeah.
bit as
Oh, yeah.
far as,
We brought that up numerous
Yep.
times.
yeah, I mean, and you'll hear guys, they bitch and complain and they're like, oh, you know, these are getting too fancy now with it and this and that. But listen,
It's fun.
listen, we do it all to break balls. I mean,
That's what it's all about. Nobody
dude,
cares.
No.
If you win or
wake
lose,
up
nobody
January,
cares.
January 1st, you come down 2nd Street and you're like the biggest doink in the world.
Yep.
You think everybody's there for you. You won first place. Beers are flying down your throat. I mean, you're having a ball. January 2nd, you're like, I got to go clean the club.
Yep. Yep.
Damn it. I got to go clean the club.
Worst day of the year.
Yeah.
Walking in that convention center and
Yeah,
seeing 9
knees-
months worth of work thrown in a
Knees all
dumpster.
swelled up. You're black
Oh.
and blue all over. You're tired. You're hungover.
You have
All
stuff
wanna
hurting
do
you
is
didn't
do
even know was
something.
there.
Yeah. Whole body hurts.
Yeah, but we talk about the wenches all the time.
Yeah.
And I tell people say the parade's dying. No, it's not.
Yeah.
They're moving over to the wenches because how do you got 700-800 guys? And
Listen,
we're down to
with
10
the way,
brigades.
with the way money goes and stuff like that, it's expensive to
Yeah.
be fancy. I mean, you guys put a lot into it and stuff like that. We put money into it, but it's easier for guys and especially guys. I mean, when they don't want to be involved, when you could just turn around and say in December, "Oh, here's a check.
yeah,
You know, here's my money," and you get to still show up and you get to still do the parade. I want to reroute the whole damn thing.
Yeah. What would you do?
What would I do?
Yeah.
I started at Washington, start at front in Washington, go up Washington, go down Broad Street to Live Casino's parking lot. I would turn in the Live Casino's parking lot and let them put bleachers up,
Yeah.
lights up, sell the seats to, you could do the wenches first, then you could sell the seats to the next group, and the next group, and the next group. They'll make money selling beer, concessions, everything else. Come out of that parking lot, go back down the Front Street, go back up Front Street, right down 2nd. There goes your parade route.
Yeah.
All in South Philly.
yeah.
All
I'm
in
for it.
South Philly.
Yeah. The
And the
stinks where
performance,
it's at.
and I want the fancies back with doing that, like out in the convention center.
Yeah, it would be cool.
Believe me,
There's guys that never been out of I never
Generation.
experienced going into the convention center.
We just-
I have no
don't,
idea
don't
what
get me
that's like.
wrong. It's nice. Being up there, it is nice. The weather's beautiful.
Yeah.
The floor's beautiful. Everything about it is great, but it sucks everything out of you.
It doesn't really
It
feel
sucks
like
the
New Year's.
mummer out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say I'm a traditionalist but I'm one of the old guys now, and they're a whole generation. Our kids never walked up Broad Street.
Nope.
Which is
I-
crazy to me.
As little as
can
I was,
imagine that.
as little as I was, I remember turning City Hall and then bright lights be sitting there.
Yeah.
And you were like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You
You were a
felt like-
star.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
felt
Out
like it.
there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that them guys get that feeling in the convention center, but
not the same.
Nah,
It-
it's
it
not
isn't
the
the same.
same.
It's not.
I think if you put all them guys that never did it once and you put them outside one year, and if it was, God forbid, a great year,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? They'd be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Now I see why they always said they liked it better outside, because
Yeah.
it's just
I'd say probably 80-85% of the people in the convention center have never
been
Yeah.
outside.
went around the hall.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've been in there since 98. Yeah, 98.
Yeah, 98.
98.
So 27 years, 26 years.
Second parade.
It's a whole generation gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't imagine being a mummer and never having done Broad Street
Oh.
or never being outside. I mean, like, I guess you still walk the parade route. That's not what I mean, but, you know,
Yeah, it's not the same. Going
No.
just walking up Broad Street, the darkness is coming, and you see the hotel, DoubleTree,
Doubletree.
and you know you're getting close, and
Yep.
City Hall's getting bigger and bigger and darker and darker.
Yep.
And when you make that turn, like you said, them lights pop you in
Them
the face,
bright lights
and you
hit
got
you.
them dudes with them horns blowing them in your ears and stuff.
Uh-huh.
It's the greatest feeling in the world.
Ah,
It's like
yeah.
you're a superstar for
Yep.
about 5 minutes,
Yep.
and then nobody gives a shit for the rest. Of the
Uh-huh. You hope you get bragging rights.
Yeah, bragging rights for 2 blocks. And you get it for what, 2 months, 3 months, then you're right on to the next year's show.
yeah.
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 You guys start right afterwards.
Pretty much, yeah.
We take a break till February. Not drinking, just take a break and thinking about the parade.
Not drinking.
Yeah, we have to submit in February, so we only take a break for like 2 weeks,
Yeah.
if that. You know what I mean? A week or so.
Well, you're trying to salvage what you can out of the old stuff. I mean, you've
Yeah.
got a whole
Much,
crew.
yeah.
That's why I say, like, I mean, I don't ever try and like, I love the wenches. I would never do nothing different. But like, I mean, the fancies, that's like a job. It's like
It
some
really
guys,
is.
it's a job.
We start back
I
in the
mean,
summer
and you
now.
have to have more commitment than like I said, we run on basically, I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find a club that has more than 30 core guys. 30 core guys that are basically, this is your club.
Is that what you have, about 30?
We have 80 social members. I'd say a good 50 of them participate in like what we think we want to do and stuff like that. But when it comes down to it, there's 30 at show.
Are you year round?
Huh?
You have Christmas parties and
Yeah, we have parties throughout the year. We're real big on the Kentucky Derby. We have a real good Kentucky Derby
you
party.
just go down the shore?
We used to go down the shore. It kind of died off just because, I mean, when you look at the dynamics of some of the clubs, like Riverfront's a bunch of neighborhood guys. Caroleum's a younger club, but they're neighborhood guys. Our club has different, like we have a big contingent of Delaware County guys.
Okay.
We have a lot of guys from 30th Street, 26th Street, stuff like that. We have a good group of guys from there. Then we got a group of neighborhood guys. So like, it's harder for our club to get some things together just because of the simple fact that there's so many different groups and stuff like that. But there's certain parties that we have that just everybody comes to and stuff like that. Like I said, I don't know why that Kentucky Derby party, you can't move in the club.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, it's May.
I was in there last week. It was my first time ever in your club.
I was just going to say, I've never been in there.
No.
No.
Yeah.
I thought it was configured different. I thought the bar was up on the other side. I walked in and I was like, holy shit, the bar's back over there.
Yeah, well, we redid the club when we first had it. We were right as soon as you walked in the front door.
That's where I messed
The
up.
bar was right there and stuff like that. And then it took us a couple of years get some money together, and then we got it the first.
What do you got
floor.
on the second floor?
Second floor it's wide open. It's wide open. There's as soon as you go up the steps, probably about 20 seat bar area, and then just all open in the back.
You just hang out up there on New Year's?
Back. Yeah, we're upstairs, downstairs. We get a couple girls to come in and bartend for us. We have a bouncer at the door checking for the bracelets and stuff like that. And like I said, basically, I mean, if you know somebody in the club and stuff like that, because listen, everybody's like, you've got 80 members. They were like, if everybody gets 4 bracelets, where do you put everybody? I said, dude, we start drinking at 6 o'clock in the morning. I was like, when you get back to the club at 8 o'clock at night, you know how many guys are like, yeah, no, they're like, they're done. You know what I mean?
You got an older core?
Huh?
You have an older core, guys?
We have an older core of guys, and they're basically the ones right now that are basically running the club, but we have a good core of younger guys that are coming up. And I mean, that's what you need.
Yeah.
You know it with the fancies. You got to be teaching that next crew. Like,
Yep.
yeah, this is what we've been doing. And we're like, and we're getting older. So now we need some guys to start stepping it up.
Yeah. That's why my wife got into doing kid suits.
Our club's actually got a really good young core. Like, I feel great about our club going forward and stuff like that. Cause you start to get, I know some clubs get nervous when their core gets older, or, or even when it gets younger, they're afraid of how things are going to happen and stuff like that. But now I'm excited with our younger core.
You have a
guys.
rivalry?
Huh?
You have a rivalry with any other club?
Riverfront. We always, all the time with Riverfront. I don't know when it started. Probably Eddie, probably Smitty. But him and Tommy Kilhauer always used to bet a barrel of beer and a 5-pound thing of bologna on the club that beat the other club. They have to be first place.
It's like us and the Joker.
Yeah, so if we came in front of, if we got second and Riverfront got third, had they coming up the following year, they'd have to give you a barrel of beer and a 5-pound thing of bologna. I think when it first started,
Where did the bologna come
I
from?
don't know, but I think when it first started, members from the other club had to come in and make sandwiches for you too.
Ah.
So like they'd be passing out bologna sandwiches. Since then it's changed because one year Riverfront rolled a barrel down to us. Well, we didn't have a tap system no more. So the next year we rolled that same half back up to them, and we just it kept going back, and that half got dented up so bad. Now we just give each other a couple cases of beer, and
We had a barrel made, but
still
the
have the
Jokers.
thing with bologna though.
We have
Still
a
the
wooden
thing with
barrel.
bologna.
That's crazy.
One side's got the star symbol, one side's got the Joker symbol, and you roll it. Like right now, it's in our club with the star symbol up.
Yeah.
And it's if we get ninth, they get 10th. You switch the barrels.
Yeah.
Because nobody has a tap system anymore.
No,
That is true. Nobody really does.
Nobody does a draft no more.
Yeah.
And you're getting a shitty barrel that's been rolled 14, 15 times.
Yeah, it's probably skunked by then. It's definitely skunked.
So how do you feel this year about what you guys are putting out?
I like our theme this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, our younger crew of guys are basically insane with prop. Like they want to make all these crazy props and
Where do you build? Where do you build them?
people's houses, people's garages. The year we did the Barbie, some guy turned around and said, "I got a Jeep." I said, "I could paint it pink." He was like, "What's the rules?" I was like, "You got to take the motor out." He was like, "All right." 2 weeks later, he called me up. He goes, "Yo, I just took the motor out of that Jeep." I was like, "All right, I'll be up next weekend to paint it with the paint." I mean, we brought up a Barbie car. We had the Barbie Jeep painted pink.
I remember that.
So I mean, we've been this younger crew. They just they've been going a little
What
crazy.
did you guys just do this past year, 25?
25. We did Roman in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. I like
Roman
I thought that was
up
cool.
Roman up Broad. We did.
That was the one night we came here to film an episode, and the chariot was just in the
Yes.
parking lot out
Yeah,
here.
yeah. We had the chariot.
It was in a parking
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like we had guys make the chariot. The year before that, we got first place. We did the Wildwood theme, and
Oh, with
That was a
tram
great
car?
theme.
that
Yeah,
was
that
great.
was
And
really cool.
They had the tram car up there for the
Yeah.
whole year. Like,
Yeah, that was
That
cool.
was a great color scheme.
that was great. Yeah, that was put up before COVID, and it won, and then COVID canceled the parade. So then we did the COVID parade where everybody just wore an old suit, and then the following year, they were like, "All right, well, that theme won. We're going to do it again, right? And we're going to do this theme." And we're like, "Well, we didn't know how the judging was going to work. We didn't we thought that was a great theme."
Great.
So, I mean, you never hear Wench clubs being like, "Oh, we want to hold it. We want to sit on this one." You know what I mean? So we didn't know how the judging was going to work. We didn't even know if they were going to be judges that year, the first year after COVID, because technically COVID was still a thing.
Yeah.
So we did a salute to doctors theme that year. Just
So you sat on it for 2 years then?
We sat on it for 2 years, yeah. And then when everything was back, they were like, "All right, we're going full board. We're going with this Wildwood theme." And that's when the younger guys were like, "All right, we're making a tram car. We're doing this. We're doing that." I mean,
I was walking to the club in the morning and I turned on Snyder Avenue
Yeah.
and I just saw you outside with all the colors and I was
It
like,
was cool. I like
wow.
it.
it was the perfect year because the way the sun hit and we
Yeah.
did the beach ball colors. And
Yeah.
We made our umbrellas look like beach balls. And I mean, I kind of don't like when your club's in different color suits because I figure if you got 300 guys and you got 3 different color suits, you just look like 3 smaller clubs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm kind of like a traditionalist to the point where I want everybody in the same kind of suit,
Right.
just so you look big. I want the size to stick out. But when we did that theme and the sun popped and you hit them suits and it was red, blue, and yellow, I mean, how bright that satin was, it just
Why don't you guys
popped.
do a serenade?
Huh?
Why don't you start a
Yeah,
serenade?
we asked that before, I think.
Bands.
Oh, yeah.
Bands. You only got 10 clubs. I mean, not every club finishes the year making a profit. I mean, to do a serenade, you're probably going to have to pay your band at least $5,000, $6,000 to come down.
Pipe in some music.
Huh?
Pipe in the
I
music.
told you, ain't nobody going to go behind no.
I would
band.
be there.
Ain't nobody going to go behind no speaker.
Now we asked before.
I would love
when
to see them do
Jason
it.
was here about if they won, doing an episode from the club, and then Froggy didn't win. But if O'Malley wins, we got to do one from
Oh yeah,
from there.
Yeah, I mean, we usually take whatever the serenade right after New Year's. Like it was great for us the one year, the year Golden Crown won.
Oh, yeah.
Our building's connected. We're right there. We got last place that year. We were like last place in the Wenches, and I was like, I'm in last place and I'm getting serenaded. This is great.
Yeah.
In my mind, that was for me. I was like, it was awesome to be that close to the club. Riverfront, they got it every time the Sats win.
Yeah.
They're caddy corner from the Sats.
Yeah.
Pirates, they get it. You know, you get it when the clubs are around you. But Nah, it would be an expensive venture. And
It would be fun,
won't
though.
It would definitely be a great time. But
What do you think about Froggy Car marching first this year? What made that change?
I think it's crazy. They just wanted to march first. They got tired of marching last.
They've been last
It's
always,
not
right?
going to help them win. It's not going to help them win. If that's what you're going for, Jason, I don't think it's.
They've
helping
never
you.
won, right?
No, they've won.
They have won.
Yeah, and don't believe that they get disqualified. They don't get disqualified every year. I don't think they've ever been actually disqualified. That's just the excuse they use when they don't get when they lose and stuff like that. They're hard to control. It's 800 guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I said, when I said about the Froggies actually probably got a bigger core than most of the clubs because their social members are all involved with the New Year's stuff. Not as much as you would think, but they're still, they got to say, like, they don't just run like roughshod. Like people think it's like a 3-man operation up there. Froggy's got, they got a good core of guys but that core of guys cannot control that many people.
No, but
It's hard, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, Pirates have a hard time. We had a hard time Barbie year. We were so big. It's not that it's just like trying to get them to hold back and stuff like that. So with Froggy, it's virtually impossible. When we started the Wench Association, we always said, all right, Froggy's last. And they were great with it. They didn't care. So even when we drew numbers, it was like, oh, Froggy's always 6th. We got another club. Now they're 8th, 7th, whatever. So this year they were like, we want to draw out of the hat. We want to draw.
So they actually picked first.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God. And then Pirates got 2. So you got the 2 biggest
Two
clubs.
big ones. What number are you?
We're middle of the pack. I think we're 5th. I think we go up 5th this year.
Who's last?
Forget who's last.
Do you think position has anything to do with it?
No. I think the judges see it. Like our judging is so loose and stuff like that. I mean, you got guys that lose by 1 point. We used to mess around. One year somebody found a discrepancy in the judges' scorecards or something. They were like, something's erased. I was like, who cares? I was like, does it really matter they won first place? You know what I mean? We don't, like I said, it's loosey-goosey with us. Everybody loves to win, but I mean, we're more ball breakers than anything else. Our club.
Yeah, I was going to say a lot of the Wench guys and girls say that we don't care if we win or not, but if you do,
it's definitely better. It's definitely, my nephew goes up with Carol Layham the year, and that was his theme. He put up that theme the year they won. They got 1 first place, and man, I thought my nephew was going to crush me. He was on me like nothing all year, and I was just like, sucked it up and ate it. And then the next year he had to hand me the trophy because we won with the Wildwood year.
And you have the most, you said?
Yeah. Well, we have 5 within the Wench Division, which I think Bryson might have 5, if not, they're right behind us with 4. And Riverfront's right up there too, like as far as the winningest clubs. But O'Malley's first number 1 was in 2001. The year we did 2,000 wenches, where all the wench clubs
that was great.
We just got together and said, we're all going to wear white wench, white dress, go up as one big group. We wanted to do 2,000 wenches. So we got close to that number. And the next year was the first year I marched with O'Malley. And the one thing they lacked was the one thing that the guys that joined brought was they didn't have a lot of little kids. And we brought some little kids up with us. And our captain Eddie Smith figured, hey, I'm going to use these kids up front with me. And we did a Gentlemen Start Your Wenches, which was a race car theme. And
Is that when you had like little checker flags?
yeah, we had checker flag.
Is it crazy how I remember the Wench costume?
We had the number. It was 001 across every suit. We had 2 different suits, and we had little phone cars. The kids went out there and raced like they were running on a racetrack and everything. And that was the best number 1 I ever got because that was in the comics. Because that's why the Wenches started doing. We wanted our own division. We were going out with the comics, and I know we don't put out the presentation or whatever the fancies and the string bands do, but we were getting beat by step clubs. Like they had a sweatshirt on and black spandex pants, and they did a routine that they did every week in school competitions and stuff like that. And the judging, how are you judging what we do compared to what they did?
Yeah,
and stuff like that. And I mean, so a lot of guys that were in the bigger wench clubs said, we want our own division. We want to be judged as an individual entity and stuff like that. So the city let us. And I think when we first started out, there might have been 5 or 6 of us.
What year was that? That was your first.
So that would have been, I think the Wench Division started in 2005,
Okay.
right around, somewhere around there. So it's, they let us pick it, bring a club in here and a club in there, but they don't want us to get too big, because I think if we really wanted to, we could probably pull in about 2 or 3 more
Really?
of the bigger comic clubs.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing with them is getting a brass band. And if you tell them you only need the brass band when you're in front of the judges and you're in front of City Hall, stuff like that, I mean, you'd probably get them even easier than that. You'd probably get a couple more clubs, because then you won't have to pay for a band the entire day.
Yeah, true.
But I would still want to be with a band.
Yeah.
I like the band. When I went out with the Fancies, you had a band.
Yeah.
We didn't have sound systems, and everything was on a step count.
Yeah.
Wasn't the drill that you do today,
Mhm.
obviously. I mean, today they took it to a different level. But when I went out with the Fancies, everything was on a 5-step count, 6-step count. I mean, it was easier routines to learn and stuff like that.
I remember we didn't
You had
even,
a brass
you didn't even
band.
know your music.
Nah.
When I was in Satin Slipper, we would drill and you just counted.
Yeah, everything was on a
and
step
then
count.
on Kazoo Day, the band would show up and
That was
all
your
your
first
counts were
rehearsal.
screwed up.
So you never had a tape of
Never even heard your music.
Really?
Never. Nope.
Nah.
You just
See,
drilled.
I was under the impression that you guys had like a cassette or something. Of,
that came on later.
Nah.
Oh, really?
My first couple of years,
Everything was on
you
a
look
step
forward
count.
to Kazoo Day, which was the last Sunday,
Yeah.
because that's when the band would show up and they would play, and you were like, "Wow!" And all your
Wow.
counts were out the window because they played different than what you were counting.
What your
I
count
never
was.
knew
If your
that.
count was off, your
Mm-hmm.
routine.
And then you graduated to the cassette tapes, and somebody always had the big boom box.
Yeah.
Took 12D batteries.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was crazy.
come a long way
Yeah, it changed.
to
This whole
the
parade
dance
changed.
recital.
I'm wondering if the becoming your own division. Do you think that is why there became more clubs?
What, as far as Wench Club?
Yeah.
Nah, all these clubs pretty much were always there. I mean, so the 3 that basically formed and joined us,
Mhm.
but formed, it was the Americans, was just a bunch of guys from the neighborhood, Sean and stuff like that. He wanted to keep a group from his neighborhood, a core of his guys, and they're not all 30 streeters. That's like the biggest misconception. A lot of them are construction workers from out of the neighborhood. A lot of people that associate with Keenan's Bar and stuff like that. A lot of them guys, they joined and stuff like that. Oregon Club was always a club. When they had to step away and switch divisions and stuff like that, they wanted to go
who's
Wench.
the newest?
The newest in the Wench division is MGK,
Okay, and then
which
Ferry
they were
Leone?
comic. They were comic, and then they what's it called? They fought for years, not fought, but they petitioned for years to get into the Wench Association, and they got in, I think, 2 years ago. And
And that has to do with
really-
size, right? You have to have a certain amount of members or something.
well,
to be able-
not on their part. They met the criteria from the minute they formed, but you want to make sure somebody's established.
yeah, I got
Stuff
you.
like that. I
Yeah.
mean, even up here, there was a big to do up here one year with some club just started and they had a banner raising. O'Malley's flag was never up here. A couple other Wench clubs were never up here. So they were going to do a banner drop one hat day or whatever. And there was a newer comic club that it was their first year going out, and they had a banner made because they thought they were going to go up and get their banner dropped. They dropped it on the floor, like took the thing off, but they won't hang it up because they were like, it's your first year out in the parade. How we know you're going to be here?
Yeah,
Right.
true.
Now, we don't want to put something on the wall. It's going to be here, you're a 2-hit wonder or something like that. And I don't even know if that club still goes out. But it was a pretty
Are
big
the Jesters still around?
thing. Yeah, Jesters are still around.
Jacks.
Jacks are still, yeah.
But they're
Jacks
a
are pretty
comic.
strong.
Yeah, they're comic.
Yeah, they go out with the comics.
Who do they? Is it the Jesters that wear wenches but do the little routine?
Yes. So there's a lot of clubs. The Misfits, Jesters, the Jacks. A lot of them drill more. Tankies, Angels, what's it called? Merrymakers, who never used to wear wench dresses before. They gave in finally, and they started going out with wench dresses. But I mean, some of them do routines, and listen, if they join the Wentz Association, there's nothing that says that you can't do a organized routine.
What's your time limit?
3.5 minutes. Get 3.5 minutes. So, I mean, you could do a routine if you wanted to, but it's like the Wentz is like just shooting from the hip. Like I said, most of the clubs, like, but I mean, there are clubs that put a little bit more time into their routine. I think Oregon Club puts a little bit more time into a routine. I don't think they go out and drill. I don't think any Wentz club that I know of drills, except, and I never even heard them say that they drilled, but like if anybody, it would be the Americans, because the way they did their last two presentations, it was more organized than anything. And I don't even think it's drilling. I think it's just a matter of them telling the guys, like, listen, you're going to be standing on a platform and you're going to be acting like you're doing a jackhammer. You know what I mean? It's not rocket scientist. You ain't got to learn it. You know, you ain't got to spin at a certain note or, you know, any of that stuff.
I like the way it is right now. I like that they have the little thing that kind of sucks you in or tells you what the theme is supposed to be. And then they just come.
I like the 30
like
seconds. I like the 30-second skit. And I remember one year, I think we shot from the hip. We went right up Broad Street and we were like, how are we going to do this? We had no idea like what we were going to do. And then somebody was just like, well, we'll do it. We're like, all right, that sounds good. And we did it. And
it's
we
really
did pretty good.
It's really interesting though, that most of the clubs operate the same way, like as far as how much they practice. But if you want to call it a formula, it's kind of the same.
Yeah.
Like club to club. It's like,
and it works.
25, 30 seconds of a skit and a prop at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then the kids come out and then the rest
and
of the club
that's why I
comes
said
out.
with Froggy, when you sit there and say it like a presentation's part of your score, that's why it's harder for a club like Froggy to win, because
because they don't really have.
I mean, Pirates had a harder time with it in the beginning too, because they're the second biggest club. They usually average close to 500 guys. It's hard to control 500 guys. Now they did one year, I forget what the anniversary was, but it was they did something for Tommy Wozner, who was a big guy in their club, and he passed away and stuff like that. And I thought they should have got first that year, because, I mean, they had 500 guys take a knee at Broad Street for 3 seconds, 5 seconds, whatever it was. It was a couple seconds. But you know how hard it is to get 500 guys to do anything? When they're drinking?
True, you don't really think about that.
And they had 500 guys walk up to the line, and you're waiting for the bum rush, and they just all bent down and took a knee.
Wow.
Bowed their heads. Then when they jumped up, organized chaos. I just looked at, they didn't have a prop, they didn't have a thing, and I said, you know what? I said I give them first just because they got 500 guys to take a knee. Like that's how stupid I am with the parade. I'm just like, to me, that's amazing. Like
it is.
If Froggy could get their guys to stay back for 30 seconds, then. But Froggy's in front of the camera for about 6 minutes every year.
You go to a commercial and come back.
But it would be like that no matter what. It would be, and the city always says, oh, well, you got to tell them to get smaller. How are you going to tell them to get smaller? That's what they've been doing for years.
And they line up them cops. You see the cops with the white helmets. And they don't do anything.
No. Froggy, like I said, Froggy's got so many great guys in there. There's so many good dudes in Froggy.
They got the reputation.
It's
all BS.
Yeah. Like I said, one big guy could do one thing, and everybody's going to be like, oh my God. When I went to New Orleans, it was the craziest thing I ever seen. Because when we went, there was a Halloween parade. And I mean, it is a very liberal city. It's the atmosphere down there is different. It's a lot of homeless. It's poor. So it's a very different atmosphere. And then you go to this Mardi Gras parade. And we went to the Halloween one. And they didn't get offended at nothing. If I told you some of the costumes that guys were wearing down there.
It's the way it should be.
And I'm sitting there being like, if I wore that to the Mummers Parade, it would be canceled. Like I could cancel the whole parade with what that guy's costume was. And I was like, how is someplace so liberal like this? But it's like, and I get it. Their whole economy is based on them parades. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, they don't get offended down there. Oh my God, I could say something
You
wrong.
got offended.
Dude, I could say something wrong on Mom Nation, and the next thing you know, I got people threatening me. You know, people get their panties in a bunch. How many times you have to take people's comments off and stuff like that?
Yep.
Because people just like, everybody gets offended now. I'm like, it's a joke. It's a parade. I'm like, We're supposed
You were
to.
calling it Hug Nation for a while.
Yeah, it was Hug Nation. You had to be nice on there.
I was offended because I was making him be nice.
I was mad. I said to him when he asked me to do this thing, I said, what am I allowed to say? And am I allowed to be me? You know what I mean? I was like,
Yes.
because
Yes, you are.
it's just crazy. Listen, Ronnie Kenny is he's not my best friend, but he's one of my better friends. You know what I mean? I love Ronnie. Me and him go back and forth. We break each other's balls when we see each other, especially when the parade's coming up. But then somebody hears what I said to him and they're like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Or somebody hears what he said to me and they're like, yeah, what he just, I'm like, dude, we're breaking each other's balls.
Yeah.
We've been brought up in the parade. This stuff don't offend us. We know what we're doing.
We get it all the time.
Yeah.
People think the Stars and the Vikings hate each other. We're all
Dude,
buddies.
I love the Vikings. I always thought they were one of the most creative clubs on the street. And your club, I give them all, you and the Jokers, like to do it with just guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's different because I don't care how good your best dancer is. You put a girl up against them and she could be the worst in any other club.
Yep.
She's going to move a little bit better than the guy does. I mean, it's physics.
I think that's why this year was so special for him. It was my last year of not wearing a suit anymore.
Yeah.
But to go out and beat the girls.
Yeah.
When for the past couple of years we've been chasing them.
Yeah.
And that's a hard chase. When you go up there and you watch them on the floor, you're like, oh my God.
I remember the first year downtowners took up girls. They did
Rio.
And I watched them. And you're talking to somebody really like I'm listen, the girls do the parade. It ain't going to change. It's only going to evolve. Sooner or later, my club probably is going to end up taking
They save
girls.
the brigades.
But I still don't agree with it as much as everybody else does. But when I watched Downtowners first time they had girls in the parade, and I'm sitting there being like, man, they really did not know how to use them girls. You did a Rio theme. Like, you should be accenting these girls, like the bodies, the moves they could do. Like, you should have incorporated that into the drill. And I just didn't see it with the next year, 10 times better, incorporating the girls into the theme. But I mean, you got to use what the tools you got when you got them and stuff like that. You know, it's hard for the Jokers. Jokers got how many members of the Jokers are there and stuff like that.
They're struggling right now a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, they're
hanging in there though.
Yeah, they had guys. I mean, have been going out with them forever. My nephew just
they got a tight core
stuff like that. They're very tight.
Yeah.
Core. I got family in that.
A lot of grandfathers, fathers, sons.
Yeah, they have a lot of that there.
Well, that's
tough
always
core.
what it was. That's how I got into the parade. I mean, my dad had 5 kids. I was the youngest son. I was the only one that did the parade with him.
Really?
So, you know, that was a special time for me. It was just me and my dad.
Yeah.
You know, especially because I had an older dad. So he didn't go to the baseball games because he couldn't play. He didn't do that. But New Year's, we would be around the club making suits. I'd be a little kid. I was glue gunning mirrors on the suits, mirror and gems on the, gluing the gems on them and stuff like that. It was me and my dad time and stuff. And that's just how I evolved it with my kids. My kids got more parades than years. My oldest is 28. This is going to be his 29th parade. My youngest is 21. He's going to 22nd parade.
It's a special thing.
Yeah, I mean,
we all have memories of with our dads.
Everybody our age. It's your dad. Your mom was home cooking, cleaning, having the house ready for all the company that was coming over. You got to spend time with your dad, and I mean, that was the best for me.
Yeah.
So,
well, I appreciate you coming out. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Sit and talk.
Yeah, it was cool.
Good luck to O'Malley. And hopefully we're doing an episode from the club. That'd be fun.
Good luck to all the other Wench clubs out there. I know they all put their heart into it. So, like I said, I like to see MGK or the Saints finally get one of them first place prizes.
Who you rooting for in brigades and the bands?
Huh?
Who you rooting for? Brigades and bands. Be honest. You're not going to hurt anybody's feelings.
Well, string band, I always rooted for Fralinger. Bill Bowen lived on my street when I was a real little kid and stuff like that. And I just always loved him. I know it's not the popular thing, but I went out with Golden Crown. So I always got a little special spot for Golden Crown.
Nice.
But I'd like to see my nephew and the Jokers get a first place.
They're due.
Huh?
They're
due. They put I mean, listen, I don't knock none of the fancies. I think you guys put on a phenomenal show. I think the thing that'll help you is if you cap it with the money you can spend on it.
Oh, that would be interesting.
To give some of the smaller clubs
it's impossible.
It would be, but
I know it's hard, but it gives some of the smaller clubs
it definitely would be interesting to do that. See what on an even playing field. What?
Nope.
Well,
Nah, but
tried.
I'll go Fralinger this year.
Fralinger and Crown?
Fralinger and Crown.
Fralinger, nah, I'm gonna go somebody different.
You going with the Vikings?
Huh?
You're going to go with the Vikings?
No. I'll go Jokers.
Jokers?
All
Yeah,
right.
I want to see the Jokers get it first. I
All
want my
right.
nephew to get it first.
That'd be
I like it.
Jokers.
All right. Well,
Yep.
maybe you're right. Maybe we'll have to have the mind reader on after New Year's.
I'll tell you what, if they pop, he's our first guest.
Yeah,
Genuinely.
absolutely, absolutely.
My
All right.
prediction.
All right. Well, thanks for coming down.
All
It was
right,
a lot
man.
of fun.
Thanks a lot, man. Had a ball.
And as always, follow on all of our social media channels. Join Mom Nation. And Haley's remote tonight, but for
Billy Oakham.
and Mike Jacobs, we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
Hosted by Billy Yoakum, Haley Heron, and Mike Jacobs. Produced by Haley Heron and Mike Jacobs. Producer Brian Donnelly. Thank you to Cheyenne McLean.